Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jill. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm an author, artist, and creative entrepreneur, and here on this channel, I've been sharing the process of starting and building my creative business. So this week, I just got back from a trip to Orlando, and just prior to that, I was in New York for a little bit. So I feel like I've been gone for longer than I actually have, but I'm super excited to finally be back at my desk because as an entrepreneur, I feel like I've been neglecting my business a little bit over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to be mainly focused on getting back to illustrating my third chapter book. And again, if you're new, I'll share with you now that my series is called Peanut Butter and Jelly Sandwich. I'll link the website below. These are the first two books in the series, and the third one will be coming out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble later this year. So in addition to working on illustrations, I'm also going to be, of course, producing a new video for you guys. And I also restarted my Instagram. The handle is @JillRoseCreations. I'll link that below. And I also have a couple other projects that are in process. So I'm looking forward to getting back to those and sharing the process with you guys as I go along. Cheddar, buddy, what happened there? What happened there? So it is Wednesday. I decided not to film a weekly Wins Wednesday because in truth, with my traveling, I just don't think I have enough organic content to make a viable video this week. So I ended up attending a seminar that an author acquaintance of mine put together. It's Kickstarter for authors, which I found really interesting. I actually am going to buy the book on that and just research it a little more and see if it might be a suitable fit for my marketing platform. But my main accomplishment of today is that I wrote for over 2 hours, which feels so cathartic considering I don't think I've touched the manuscript for my fourth book in about a month, at least not according to the date stamp I put on the file, which was April 19th, and today's May 20th. So yeah, it felt really good to write a chapter and a half. I basically finished the one I was working on and then wrote an entire whole chapter today, it feels awesome. It feels absolutely amazing. And even though writing my fourth book is not my priority right now, I really did feel that it was priority to just have a day to focus entirely on the creative process, and that was where my instinct was going today. I intended to write maybe 20 minutes, and instead I wrote for, like I said, over 2 hours. So I feel really good about that. Now I can just sort of piggyback off that the next couple of days and just write a little more incrementally, which is what I'm used to doing. Typically, a writing session for me is only 20 to 30 minutes, but as long as I do that every day, obviously it builds up over time and I get a whole book written. So, but anyway, yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to get back to illustrating book 3, which really is the priority. And yeah, we'll see where the week takes me from there. Hey everyone, it is Thursday afternoon. I have spent the day so far, I did a writing session because I was determined to keep my momentum going, and then I started working on my whip illustration, which I will show you now. Just bear with me 1 second while I open it up. So this one's actually featured on my Instagram because last week I posted it for Whip Wednesday, except I think I actually did it a day late, so it was seriously it was Whip Thursday. Anyway, here we go. It is now finished. Again, this is a double page illustration, so the weird gap in the center is to account for the bookbinding. So I'm going to be putting this into the layout file later this afternoon, but I need a break. I have a headache. I need to get something to eat or drink, probably both. And I also had a plan to just get outside for a little bit and maybe do some bathing suit shopping because it is Memorial Day weekend and I live in South Florida, so I can find those for cheap pretty easily. So that's where I'm going to go for now. Okay, so it's been a few days since I've recorded anything. I did have a successful bathing suit shopping mission, by the way, but we're not going to show that on camera. Anyway, I've been working on laying out more chapters for my book. Here you can see chapter 5. This chapter only has the one illustration that I showed previously in this video, so it actually laid out perfectly. I'm so excited when something like that works out because it just, you know, the text and where it naturally aligned with the illustration. It was absolutely spot on. So you can see here it's a double page spread, as I mentioned before, and basically when it's in the layout program, it's actually input as two separate images. I'm going to put those back where they belong, that I can separately manipulate each side of it. So like if I drag this illustration all the way right, you can see how that works. And now, because I've gone ahead and skipped to chapter 5, I have to go back and do chapter 4 because I didn't do the illustrations for that one yet. Also, I'm just loving how Peanut's diary pages are coming out. So here she went on a sticker fest because she only wrote a page and a half, but I feel like that's something a 9-year-old would do, is just fill space with stickers. So that's what I did. All right, I'm gonna automatically file this one under, not sure I'm gonna use this footage or not. It is Tuesday the 26th. I just got through Memorial Day weekend, and I say got through because the truth of the matter is that I am moving through post-traumatic stress disorder, which can literally take months or even years to move through. And this past weekend, I had to really prioritize my mental health just in order to stay steady and be present for festivities. So I'm finally getting back to my desk. It helps me, like, if I'm not in a good place emotionally or mentally, to work on, you know, household tasks, odd jobs, little things like repairing broken jewelry, just things that have like a finite, you know, you do the task and then it's done and you have that feeling of accomplishment. And that's kind of something that I need to regulate my nervous system when I feel off kilter. So creativity, on the other hand, really takes a hit for me if I'm not feeling awesome upstairs or if my heart is hurting, and both of those things factored in over the weekend for me. So like I said, I'm just getting back to my desk today with a clear mind, thankfully, and I kind of am grappling with a lot of feelings right now, because anytime that PTSD creeps up, I'm forced to really think about, why is this happening? What is my nervous system telling me? And two things right now. One is that it has been a full 2 years since I wrote in the resignation for my career. And I think there's something to be said for the fact that even though I've spent 2 years self-publishing my first 2 books and starting my creative business officially as of this past January, I just am absolutely gored by this feeling like I'm not doing enough, or this isn't happening fast enough. I find that without concrete reward for my efforts, it's a bit of a struggle for me, because corporate is all about climbing the ladder, and there are these finite things that make you feel like you've accomplished stuff, and the rewards are tangible in a fast manner. And the other thing that I'm stuck on is the feeling that, as I've poured so much effort into this YouTube channel, and I know I've said this in a couple previous videos, and in order to have spent the time building this up, I've taken that time away from writing and drawing, which is what I really need to be focusing on. So I am going to continue this channel, I don't know what extent to which I'm going to work on that right now, because I'm not sure how much the focus on the channel is paying off at this moment. So I do know that I'll be producing videos, but less frequently, and I'm going to try and let the focus of my videos be more organic. So right now this week, my main focus is going to be working on illustrating chapter 4 of book 3, and just doing at least a little bit of writing every day for book 4. And I know that's not the most exciting stuff to record, but nevertheless, that is what I'm going to be capturing here and there as I move forward. Also, sorry, I know my smile looks forced. It's because it is right now. I'm still recovering from what my heart went through over the weekend. So sorry about that. Anyway, that's the reality of where my business and my creative efforts are right now. And I feel like I've been remiss not to be fully forthright that PTSD is a big factor in how I'm able to channel my creativity, how much I'm able to output. So yeah, I need to just keep moving forward and keep my head up and believe that this is all going to pan out. I can't say for sure what timeline that's going to be on, and that is frustrating. So yeah, that's where we're at today, folks. And hey everyone, it's Jill here. I am happy because I'm wearing my All You Need Is Yoga and Coffee shirt. It's a men's shirt, that's why it's too big, but that's what you get when you thrift, right? Anyway, I just wanted to share something that I learned today from watching a video, and I will tag the YouTube creator in the description below. Her name is Florence Given, and she does a podcast called The Florence Given Show. And I stumbled upon this video, and she talked about how self-expression is expansion, meaning expansion of your consciousness as a person. And it resonated so significantly with me today that I just wanted to put it out there to share with you guys, because I'm currently working on an illustration, which I will show in full when it's done. And it just, hearing that self-expression is expansion just helped me to motivate after several weeks of feeling like I wasn't putting enough effort and time into my artwork. And I am set out to do that now. And so I feel like the video and the message were in total alignment with where I'm at creatively right now, needing that very specific reminder of why I do this. And so I hope it resonates with you as well. Leave a comment below if it did. Hey friends, it is Wednesday. As you just saw, I filmed a reel for Instagram and figured I would just share it in here as well for context, since I'm in a pretty good mood today. Not just because of that, but also because I completed a sketch today. I only just started this yesterday, so I'm feeling really accomplished having done that in only 2 days, because as I mentioned previously in this video, my biggest goal for the week is just to get my drawing hand nice and warm again and feel confident about what I'm illustrating. So I'm going to get this scanned into my iPad and digitized after I finish filming this little segment now. I did want to make mention that until further notice, I don't think I'll be doing Weekly Wins Wednesday videos, excuse me, because it's just not resonating with me right now, which isn't to say that I haven't had wins. It's just that I'm not sure that at this moment I want to continue those as a weekly series. I think I might just pause it until I feel inspired to film another one, but I didn't want to force myself to do it. That's the bottom line. I was like, I'd rather keep my vlogs in a more natural and organically created format than be pressing myself to do something specific on a specific day, at least for now. So I will share one win though, that I have a 29th subscriber on my channel, so I can't wait to like throw myself a party when I get the 30th one. What I'll do for said party, I don't know. Maybe I'll draw an illustration. We'll see. Hey everyone, it is Thursday. I have spent all afternoon finishing the illustration that I started this week. So I'm going to turn my camera around and show you guys. There you have it. It's Peanut and Jelly sitting at the lunch table, and they're giggling over stealing pieces of each other's lunch. I even went so far as to plop this into my chapter 4 layout. You can see it there. Oops, I accidentally hit stop on my own recording. Anyway, here it is in the layout. It's partway through chapter 4. Actually, you can see the diary entry that completes chapter 3 right there. And I basically did the text layout thoroughly up until this point here. And then after that, the text is dumped in, but there's no placeholders yet for future illustrations. So I've got my work cut out for me because I need to start drawing those tomorrow. So I'm going to finish out this workday with a little bit of administrative work, getting a jump start on backing up my files, things like that. I already did expenses for the day, so I feel like I'm ahead of the game. But typically on Thursday or Friday, I do my weekly administrative work. And yeah, I think I'm just going to keep going with all the drawing at this point. And I'm actually starting to feel really happy and excited that I'm in this place right now where I can just focus on that and really crank through illustrating and layout work. Y'all, I was a bad girl today because writing my 4th book is like the lowest priority on my to-do list right now. In fact, it shouldn't even be labeled a priority. Like, it's very bottom tier considering the other things I need to be working on. And all I did as far as working today was 2 hours of writing. So on the one hand, what a cool accomplishment. I had a lot of fun. I feel like my story is coming along, and I absolutely love when the characters just start talking to me and I just write down what they say in my head and the story just unfolds itself for me. I truly love that. On the other hand, I was supposed to draw today. I was supposed to work on illustrations for book 3, not write book 4. But anyway, that aside, let me see if I can fix that a little. That's cutting off my head. There we go. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about today, because I think I'm going to make this the last segment for the video that I've been working on. So that in mind, I was talking to my husband last night, and basically I wanted to share with you guys what I was saying to him, because even though it's kind of more what I would share on a weekly Wins Wednesday video, I'm going to do it here on a Friday evening instead, and post the video on the weekend or Monday or something. Anyway, at the end of a month, because it's May 29th as I'm talking about this, I like to just give some thought, not even write down, but just give some thought to how do I feel at the end of this month compared to how I was feeling at the end of last month, and how do I feel I've progressed? Do I feel I've progressed as opposed to where I was a month ago? And I can honestly say I feel like every single month, even in January, where I started from nothing and was like, I'm gonna just start this business all over again, fresh YouTube channel, like just everything's gonna be new. And so even at the end of January, I felt like I was getting somewhere and I felt motivated again. And then every month since then, I have felt like I'm actually embracing the entrepreneurial mindset a bit better. I feel like I'm just becoming more confident in my decisions again, and just in who I'm becoming and how my business is forming, because we are still forming stuff here. And I really believe that June is finally going to be the month where I can actually begin making new products for my product line. So I'm super excited and also nervous about that. I'm really excited about how my new manuscript is coming along. But the thing is, I can feel how much momentum has built and is building for, like I said, my mindset, everything I want to do, the goals that I have, and it's really coalescing. Even in the to-do lists that I write and how I operate day to day, week to week, it's feeling so much more real at this point. And so in as much as I could say, oh, I didn't achieve this goal, or I didn't get as far as I wanted with this, it's like, how much do I want to beat myself up over getting my timeline incorrect when I guessed how fast I could do certain things? You know, that's just the nature of the beast, I guess, when you're an entrepreneur, is you have to just adapt to the timelines as they unfold, as long as you're keeping yourself in motion every day and working toward your goals every day. So yeah, in conclusion, I just wanted to share those thoughts with you guys to end this on a very positive note, because goodness knows I've had a lot of ups and downs in the recent weeks, and I've been away and I've been home and away and home again, and still somehow I got so much done this month, and I'm really happy that I achieved as many things as I did, and crossed as many things off my to-do list as I did, and I'm feeling really good about that. So anyway, have a wonderful week or weekend, depending on when I post this video, and I can't wait to keep rolling forward and sharing more thoughts and more news with you guys, and I hope you stick with me, and thank you for being here once again.